Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's Safeoclock Health and Safety Interactive Workshop. My name is Johnson Wall, and it's a pleasure to have us on today's workshop. Just as our culture has been, we'll start with a brief presentation. So the topic for this week is eye and face protection. So I will present a few slides, after which we can share our other individual experience and knowledge. So in this short presentation, I will cover definition of face and eye protection. I will cover also the benefits of this face and eye protection. I will also look at some of the types of face and eye protection. I will also cover the maintenance and the care of this important equipment. Then that will now lead us to the question and answer and other contributions. So face and eye protection refers to those protective equipment that are designed to shield the eyes and the face from those hazards that can cause injury to them. So it's a clear and direct definition. So because it's face, when the one that will cover the entire face is called face protection, then the one that is designed to shield only the eyes from harm and injury is referred to as eye protection. So it's called personal protective equipment because it's an equipment designed to be used by individual, by one person. So it's personal, it's protecting the person alone. It cannot be shared or it cannot provide collective protection. So that is why it's a personal protective equipment. So some of the examples are goggles. We have a face shield, also wearing helmets. So these are some of the examples of face and eye protection, which we'll be exploring more of those examples as we progress. So some of the protections that this face and eye protection give to us include the impact from flying debris or particles or even objects hitting the eyes or the face. So if we have these protections, it increases the protection, it decreases the risk of getting hit or getting impact from these flying debris or particles. Another protection it gives is against chemical splashes. So during the use of chemicals or hazardous substances, there is possibility of these chemicals splashing on the face or in the eyes. So face and eye protection is designed to protect your face and your eyes from getting these hazardous substances flash on them or in contact on that part of the body. Another protection that this gives us is protection against radiations. UV radiations, even infrared radiations can be protected from the use of face and eye protection. Also, we can also obtain protection from biological hazards, such as infectious materials, even pathogens, especially in the hospitals or in settings where biological hazards are present. So having face and eye protection will protect you from those contact with these biological hazards. So what are the benefits? What do we benefit from using face and eye protection? The first one is it helps in the prevention of injuries. Having face and eye protection can prevent injuries to the eyes, injuries to the face, especially from flying debris, particles, objects that can cause injuries. Even chemicals splash on the eye or on the face can also cause injuries, can cause burns and blindness. So it protects, it gives us protection against injuries. Another reason or another benefit of using this protection is we comply to legal requirements. Relevant health and safety regulations have specified that personal protective equipment is mandatory at certain instances or at certain operations or activities. So to ensure that the organization is complying with this legal requirement, then we have to ensure that face and eye protection are provided for the workers. Another benefit is that it promotes culture of safety in the workplace by reducing accidents and injuries. So the workers, if they have adequate personal protective equipment provided for them, then they are sure of a management commitment, and that will help to promote positive health and safety culture in the workplace. Another benefit we derive from this eye and face protection is that it protects us against UV and IR radiations, okay? So the UV radiations or infrared radiations that comes from welding activities or exposure to direct sunlight. So use of this personal protective equipment can protect us from those direct exposure to these radiations, thereby keeping our eyes, even our skin safe. It also protects us from lesser beams or lesser rays. So those that work in industries or in areas where lesser beams are available are provided with proper eye and face protection to ensure that these beams do not get to their eyes or get to their face. So another benefit is that it prevents biological hazards from getting in contact with the persons, thereby preventing ensuring infection control. So face and eye protection helps to protect us against exposure to these infectious materials, bacteria, pathogens, and reduce these transmissions of ill health infections from one host to the other. So that is one of the benefits we derive from this face and eye protection. Another benefit is that it will enhance or improve productivity in the workplace. So because the workers will be safe or because the workers will be protected from these injuries, then absenteeism will be reduced. The injury rate or incident rate in the workplace will be reduced. So this will help to ensure that the workers are working at their optimum capacity because there is no injury, they are not injured, and because they are healthy as well due to adequate protection provided for them. Another benefit is that it will enhance the confidence of the workers and enable them to focus on the job. So if the management is committed to providing protective equipment, then the workers will be focused and they will be committed to their job because they have belief that the management is committed to protecting their health and their safety. So another benefit is that it preserves vision, because if the eyes is not properly protected, cumulative exposure to these radiations from welding, lights, or even ultraviolet radiations will gradually lead to long-term vision problems or even blindness. So to ensure that we protect our eyes from future damage or blindness, so we have to use personal protective equipment such as eye protection, even face protection. So it also protects the skin. Like the face part of the skin is protected when we use face shield and other face protective equipment. So there are certain standards that eye and face protection complies with, that as a health and safety professional, while inspecting or while purchasing face and eye protection, you should ensure that they comply with this relevant standards, depending on the location and depending on the industry where you work. So in general industry, the OSHA standard 29 CFR 1910, okay, is specifically for personal protective equipment, and it has specific guidelines for eye and face protection. Then in construction industry, the OSHA 29 CFR 1926 has a specific criteria for personal protective equipment, which eye and face protection is also included. Then in the maritime industry, we have the 29 CFR 1915, 1917, and 1918. So it has specified the requirement for face and eye protection in maritime settings. So just like I said, depending on the industry where you work, before you purchase any personal protective equipment, especially eye and face protection, you should ensure that you know the standard that your industry complies with. And you should ensure that the protective equipment you are purchasing has met that standard, that standard is written on it and is approved, the manufacturer is approved to manufacture for that standard, or the manufacturer is in compliance with that standard. Then the ANSI standard for occupational and educational personal eye and face protection devices. So this is ANSI Z87 2010. Also, Z87 2003 is for occupational, educational, personal protective equipment, eye and face protection devices. ANSI Z87 1989 is for practice for occupational and educational eye and face protection. So EN requirement, that is the European standard, is EN 166 2001. So this standard provides all the requirements for protective eyewear. So this also EN 167 2001 and EN 168 2001 also have specific requirements for optical and non-optical test methods for eye protection. Okay, then for ISO 16321 of 2022 is the international standard that may or is gradually replacing the EN 166, and it has an updated requirement for test method for eye safety and eyewear. So these are some of the standards or some legal requirements that we are supposed to know and we should look out for while purchasing eye and face protection, depending on the industry. So you should ensure that, know that this is not something that they just go to the market and produce, but because it's used in the industry or because it's used in the workplace, it has standards. So it must comply with that to that standard. So if what you are purchasing is not compliant to the standard, it means that it might not give the protection that is required. Let's take, for instance, you purchase an eye protection or eye goggle, and chemicals splash on it and it melts immediately. Instead of protecting the eyes, it melts immediately and the eye is damaged. So it's of no use. So you ensure that you buy the one that meets the standard. So let's look at some of the eye protection equipment that we have in the market. So the first one is the safety glasses. So safety glasses are the basic eyewear that most cases has impact resistant lenses. This means that if a hammer gradually hits the lens of that safety glass, it should be able to withstand it. So the hammer, it doesn't mean when you raise up your hand to that height and bring it that it will resist it. So it means that it should have at least to a minimum extent impact resistant lenses. So it's ideally used for general protection against flying debris and particles. So it most times or sometimes it has some side shields for additional protection. So this is safety glasses. Then another type is goggles. So goggles have enclosed area around the eyes. It has some enclosed areas around the eyes, which provide a secure seal. So the goggles are suitable for use in environment with dust, environment where there is a high dust, environment where there is chemical splashes, or even in environment where there are fumes. So it's usually available in vented and non-vented designs. So this is the difference between goggles and safety glasses. You know, sometimes people just say, give me goggles or give me glasses. So you just have to ensure that you know exactly which one you are talking about. And they are mostly required depending on the industry, depending on the activity, and depending on the hazards or the risk available with that activity. So the other one is face shield. So face shield is usually has a transparent visor that covers the entire face, okay, and is used for protection against splashes, against sprays, and even against flying particles. So we use it most times in conjunction with safety glasses or goggles for added protection. The other type of face protection is known as the wedding helmet. So the wedding helmet is a type of face protection that has a helmet added to the face protection itself. So it has a protective lens that shields the eye and the face from intense heat and sparks. So it's usually used for wedding operations, and it has a protection against UV and IR radiations. So most of these wedding helmets have auto darkening lenses that adjust to brightness of the wedding arc. So that is wedding helmet. Another type of face protection that we have is full face respirators. So the full face respirators combines the eye and respiratory protection in one unit. And it's usually used in environment where we have hazardous airborne particles and even environment where we have gases. Okay, so it includes a face shield and a filter for breathing protection. Another type of protection we have are the lesser safety glasses. So the lesser safety glasses that specialized eyewear that are designed to protect against lesser radiations, and is used necessarily in environments where there are lesser beams or where there are lesser rays being used for any activity, such as in the medical industry or even in the industrial settings. So the features for these lesser safety glasses is that it has lenses that are designed to block specific wavelength of lesser light. So if you work in the industry and you are purchasing lesser safety glasses, you should also be aware of the the wavelength of the laser beam that is present within that your industry, or within that your machine. The wavelength of the laser beam that machine you're exposed to emits. It will depend on the type of laser safety glass you purchase. So each of them has varying wavelengths of laser beam that they can protect against. So you have to be specifically know the beam of the equipment you are using, or the beam of the laser radiation that you're exposed to. Then another type of eye protection is the prescription safety glasses. So these prescription safety glasses, they are the same type of safety glasses we have, but the additional features is that it has prescription lenses. Okay, so they are used for vision correction along with eye protection. So it gives you protection to your eye, and at the same time is correcting the eye problem that you already have. So if you are in the industry that you already have prescription lenses you are using, so it's either you use your prescription lens in combination with safety goggles, or you specifically go for prescription safety glasses, so that you have that double protections and the correction at the same time. So it comes customizable to individual vision needs. So it's not something that you just go and purchase. You have to customize it based on the type of eye problem you have. So now let's look at how we need to maintain the eye and face protection. So the first maintenance that we need to have is regular cleaning. So we should clean our eye protection, the lenses, with mild soap and water, or any recommended cleaning solution. So then we should avoid abrasives. Do not scratch it. Do not use harsh chemicals to clean it or scratch it, because it can damage that protective surface on the safety glass, even on the face shield. Then ensure that you dry it properly using soft and light lint-free cloth to dry that, to dry and polish the lenses. Then, as a means of caring for the protective equipment, you should inspect it regularly. So you should inspect your safety glasses, even the face shield, regularly. Inspect for scratches, for cracks, or even any other signs of wears and tears. So when necessary, it should be replaced when it's damaged. It should be replaced when it's no longer giving the protection that you desire. It should also be replaced when any part of that equipment has damage. So there should be no additional support given to the protective equipment. So if any part, or maybe one of the hands has damage or is cut off, then the entire protective equipment should be replaced, because it has been altered. So the replacement should come as a whole. So when using this protective equipment, you should ensure that it's properly fit, because fitting of personal protective equipment adds to the protection it provides. Okay, so it's one of the factors that are considered when purchasing a personal protective equipment. You have to check if it's going to fit on you. For instance, people that have long hairs, or people that have kept big hairs. So you need to ensure that the personal protective equipment you are going to purchase will be fitted, will be able to fit to those other parts of your body, or even additional personal protective equipment that you will be using as well. So another way we have to care for our personal protective equipment, such as the eye and face protection, is by proper storage. If they are not properly stored, after use, if they are not properly stored, then the chances or the probability of damage is high or is increased. So it should be stored in a clean and dry place, away from direct sunlight or even extreme temperatures, near furnace or near hot areas. So we should not store our face and eye protection in under direct sunlight or even near hot extreme temperatures. Then the personal protective equipment, when not in use, it should be kept in their cases, and the face should not be dropped on a surface. It should be suspended to avoid scratch or damage. Then we should also avoid contamination when storage. Do not store it near chemicals or near materials or hazardous substances that can contaminate the personal protective equipment. So storage is also a way of caring for this eye and face protection. So if you store it properly, then it will last longer. Another way of caring for our face and eye protection is handling. So we should handle it gently and with care, and it should not be dropped like a ball or like a heavy object. So should be properly handled and should not be mishandled. Should be used with both hands. When you want to wear your safety goggles or safety glasses, ensure that both of your hands are free, that you can easily put them on. On the maintenance schedule should be scheduled for those equipment that are maintained, such as the wedding helmets. So there should be scheduled maintenance to ensure that they are in very good condition and they work properly. So record of maintenance should also be kept, because personal protective equipment inspection is also part of our responsibility. So when we inspect them and we maintain them, we should also keep record of that maintenance and inspection records. Training and awareness. For every personal protective equipment provided, we should give adequate training and proper training. Most times we assume that some of them are common, that they should know how to use it or they should know how to handle it. No, the requirement is that every personal protective equipment provided, the workers should be trained on how to use it, no matter how basic you think the equipment is. So should give them training, give them information, let them know how they should store the personal protective equipment and how it's supposed to be kept and how to use it safely to ensure that it lasts longer without getting damaged. So I think that is all I've prepared to present. So I'll now open the floor. If we have contributions, we can give it. Thank you for your time. Finish. Do you have any contribution?
Thank you very much for the for arranging this meeting. I really enjoyed it so much, and please, can you explain more about this goggle? Because my team, they always have this issue of after using it, they start having eye problem. I know PP. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes. There is a complaint regarding use of iGoogle. So is there any other way we can find an alternative or a solution to solve that? Thank you.
Okay. What I think personally is, this type of personal protective equipment, we usually don't take it serious when we are purchasing it. So we think that we can just purchase anyone. Okay. So like we said, depending on the activity that the workers are doing, so we should ensure that we provided them with the right one. So if they are engaged with any activity that involves chemical splash or maybe dust, so they should be using goggles and not safety glass. The reason is that goggle has some enclosed around the eyes that will be able to prevent any external object or external dust from coming inside the eye. So this will give adequate protection. So, but if we are providing only safety glass, which only protects the surface of the front side of the eyes, and the side and the lid everywhere is still open for dust to go inside. So that will amount to the personal protective equipment not giving adequate protection because it's not the right one that was supposed to be used. Okay, so that is the major thing we are facing. If we are providing, let's say, these guys, they are just like, let's say, helpers that are in the field, they are digging the soil, and those soils, there is dust. So, and we provided them with only safety glass. And when they come out, when they remove the safety glass, you see all around their eyes that dust has already penetrated. So it means that it's not the right protection that we are giving. So it will not do much. Okay, that is what I think is going on. And in most cases, employers are not ready to purchase safety goggles because safety goggles are more expensive, but they give the right protection that we need. So that is the brain behind it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. Another question I have, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Another question I have is this. I have worked in the oil and gas facility, precisely at Mesaid Qatar Fertilizer, CAFCO. I observe one thing, specifically in oil and gas. If you have the possibility to work within area, there is a mandatory procedure that you must wear that safety glass, even though you are having eye problem. There is a mandatory, it is mandatory, even though you are having eye problem, you must wear the safety glass. I want to ask this question because personally, I made this. I just want to understand something here. Though I have been in the field for a very long time, but I want to see myself. I don't know anything. That's why I want to ask this question. Is there any given time for workers to wear safety glass or goggle? Please.
See, the time to use safety glass or goggle is when you're exposed to the hazard. Okay. Now, what happened is logically, when you are within that environment, you wouldn't know when you will be exposed to that hazard because the hazard is everywhere, especially gas. Okay, gas will not know distance. So what happens is that in that industry, everybody needs to be ready at all time. You should not be caught unawares or caught unprepared, because the gases you'll be exposed to doesn't have time to wait for you to get ready, wear your safety glass, wear your respiratory protection equipment. So that is why the standard makes it that everybody should be ready from the onset, from when you are entering inside the plant or inside the facility. So that is the brain behind it. It's not like if you go in there without your safety glasses that you are going to get killed immediately. But it's just that you need to get prepared. And in order to ensure that everybody is prepared and we are maintaining the same standard for everybody, so it becomes a standard that from the time you are coming in, you should have your safety glasses. Now, for the prescription lens, we've said it here that there are different types of, there are different ways to go about prescription lens. If you have prescription lens, it's not an excuse not to wear safety glasses, because safety glasses provide a protection that the prescription lens will not provide. So it's either you use safety goggles over the prescription glasses, or you purchase prescription or safety prescription glasses. So there is a safety glass that is can be customized for you with your image parameters. Okay, so that is what can be done. But the easiest way to go about it is to have a safety goggles that will be able to cover the prescription lens that you already have, to give the adequate safety glass protection that you need.
Okay, thank you very much.
Others can add something if I didn't get all. So I know we have people who are better than me in that industry. Okay, seems there's no further contribution, so we can call it a day. The topic today is not that complicated, so it's expected that we have covered it in the presentation as well.
Johnson, thank you. You have done the justice on the topic. Everything is well understood.
All right.
All right.
Thank you very much. I would just like to contribute to the last question that was asked. Sorry, I was kind of occupied with something. So I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. As a standard practice, let me respond to the first question. I think the first question was, where should you put on the safety glasses, eye protection? So it is mandatory before entering into any workplace or construction site. It is mandatory you don your safety glasses. Why? Because of the presence or potentials for hazards like flying debris, particles, chemicals, splash, as the case may be. So when you look at the workplace, we have areas that are classified as a PPE required area, which are areas where we have work activities going on, where there is exposure to those potential hazards. Then we also have areas that are classified as non-PPE required areas, more especially the offices areas and the likes. You understand? So that's the reason for those classifications. So it is mandatory. Once you are approaching the work site, before crossing the gate, you must put on your eye safety glasses or eye protection, which is mandatory. Now, for the second question, all right, most times when workers are being mobilized or during pre-mobilization stage into the workplace, you see there are some persons who have maybe some eye issues, problem with their eyes, who requires the use of prescription glasses. for them to be able to work. So we cannot say in the oil and gas space, it's mandatory, it's cast on stone that they must wear the safety glasses. Yes, it's a mandatory requirement, but they are given a consideration to also wear their prescription or medical glasses, as the case may be. So what is the practice for us is that you can put on the prescription glasses, medication glasses recommended to you or given to you by your doctor. However, you still need to put on what we call the over glass, which is the prescription safety glasses that was also displayed during the presentation. So you still need to wear that over the prescription glasses that is given to you, just for us to ensure that your eyes are fully covered, protected. There is no gap, or for penetration or flying debris, particles to get into your eyes. So that's the practice. People with eye issue, of course, can use their prescribed glasses, but they need to wear what we call the over glasses. It's more like a goggle, right? It's more like a goggle. So that helps to cover the full eyes, to prevent any object from, getting to the eyes. So that's it from my side.
Thank you very much, Mr. David. Thank you for adding flavor to that from your professional experience. All right, it's a pleasure to have us all today. It was, Amajede, I think maybe you're having network issue, but it's a pleasure to.
I'm fine. Everything is cool. Yes,
Okay.
but I just want to say I fully absorb whatever discussed, and it's really a timely one. And apart from that, the punch that Mr. David just added to the whole matter is what I really appreciate. You see, it should not be a cast on stone that certain things will be done on certain areas. It's if you go to a certain area, you go to a place that is prone to high hazard, flying particles or whatever, then it should be a mandatory thing that you must put the glasses on. So, but you see, in some industries, the oil and gas, you're going to find out that before you go into the facility at all, it's already it's something that's already taken. It's already a culture. Let me put it like that. A culture that your hard hat must be there. Your safety glasses must be there, and your boots must be there. But sometimes there's always a way around these things. Imagine you are going to an oil and gas area. You are going to the office. You must not put your hat on. You must not put the safety glasses on because there are no hazards that can injure you in that case. But if you enter into the facility where they are doing fabrication work, where flying particles can injure your eyes, where you can easily hit your head to hit a pipe that you are passing through, then you need the harder to be on. So those are the little one or two things I just wanted to add to what I did. But thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Majid. Thank you as always. I really appreciate you guys for making our time to attend today. And I hope to see us again next week.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.